Welcome back to She Speaks podcast. And my name is Narelle, and I'm joined once again with Rachel from Quite Frankly Coaching. And we are connecting back into our second part of a beautiful conversation. And we're thinking about those questions that we ask ourselves, our discoveries that we go on, the curiosities that we have, and repositioning our self-care as so worthy of our attention as we show up for ourselves and then naturally for others in our life. Rachel, hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me back again.
Oh, absolute pleasure. I'm so excited for part 2. So now that we've named the gap, let's offer women real, doable tools and get even deeper into this conversation. I wonder if you could guide us through some practices that help us shift when we're feeling stuck and how we shift to empowered.
Sure. So, hi everyone. The first thing that I want to say to all of this is just how important language is. Yeah. And so, the words we speak in the beautiful Persian poet Hafiz wrote, the words we speak becomes the house we live in. And so true. So the words we speak outwardly is what people hear and how they associate themselves with us, but also the words we speak to ourselves in our own home, within ourselves, within our bodies, because that's going to then shape our entire life. That's going to shape the lens through which we see our entire world, is how we speak to ourselves. So, my first thing that I want to impart to women today is if we could just focus on changing one word, which is should. Now, the word should denotes obligation or wrong, right? Because if I should be doing something, the presupposition is I'm not doing the thing that I think I ought to do, and therefore I'm wrong in not doing of it. And it carries a lot of weight if we're already feeling overwhelmed and stuck. And we're like, oh, I really should do whatever. And you're like, ugh, and it starts to weigh on you. If we just change the should to could, so we'd literally just take out the sh and replace with a k. Should, could. I could. It opens up the world of possibility and it doesn't feel so heavy. So it makes it feel like it's a choice rather than an obligation. So I should do the washing, I could do the washing, or I could XYZ. So, and if you just start to say that, make that tiny little shift, you will feel a change in your body. Yeah. And I like that because, there's a good correlation between should and shame, which is no one wants to reside in that hood, right? But could is choice. So could is autonomy or a greater sense of agency. I could. It's a choice. I could, but I'm now deciding, yeah? So it's just lighter and it feels, a lot better. So instead of I should be coping with this, I could rest. I could think about this another way. I should be grateful for blah, blah, blah. I could be acknowledging of something, or I could say no, or I could ask for help, or so it's just taking the onus off that big heavy. So it's a simple
Incredibly
tool.
powerful.
Super powerful.
Yeah. And there's that shift. I feel lighter already just listening to you share this and talk about it, but also thinking about that language and that power of the swapping of one word and what that does to your brain, to your thinking, to the feel, your embodiment, and what that brings to the experience that we're processing at the time and applying. Should, could, to.
Absolutely. And, to all of the little girls out there that were the people pleasers, you should know you should know you're like, whoa, right? I'm sure people out there today listening have had a friend say, oh, you know what you should do? I mean, that makes us feel gross, right? And we say it to ourselves all the time. It's like, ew, let's not. So
Mm,
let's just swap it to a could. I could, and then I'm in charge. Then I'm making a choice. Then I'm empowered.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Totally. So that's a beautiful strategy one. Shall
Hmm.
we? I'm all for it. Can we try strategy number 2?
Sure. So calming the body. So if we think about the words of Joe Dispenza, who I love, 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 he says thoughts are the language of the mind and feelings are the language of the body.
Mm,
Yeah. And
mm,
so every emotion and every feeling that we're having is getting stored in our body in some way, shape, or form.
mm,
And if our body is getting full of bad thoughts or negative feelings or things that make us not feel great,
mm,
then it's going to make our body not feel great.
mm,
Yep. So then we're in pain, then we're in discomfort, then we've got inflammation, then we're not feeling amazing. And so when that happens, then our nervous system goes into fight or flight mode. It goes into survival mode to keep us safe, right? Because
mm,
that's what it's designed to do.
mm.
So when we can ground our body and release some of that emotion, that woulda, coulda, shoulda, heavy, my dog.
I love it. That's just a beautiful reminder of could. Well, it's just this is life, right? We get interruptions all the time, and it's like, how are we going to handle this?
I have no words. I have no words. Um, do-
Literally now, no words.
literally. Would you like us to pause or keep going?
We'll just keep going, and we may even keep this in because it's real. So we'll see.
I'm just going to do, I think it was around 6:50.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll just write it down. Maybe um we'll go to strategy 2.
yeah. Let's
We'll
let's.
start that again. And I'm
Yeah.
really sorry.
No, that's okay.
That's
Between
annoying.
lawnmowers, whippersnippers, and dog
And
barking, we've
dogs.
got it all.
Okay. All right. Empowerment 2. Let's go.
Nice. I just love this so much, and the power of should to could is incredibly, incredibly a gift. Um, let's move on to strategy number 2. I'm excited for this one.
Awesome. So, strategy number 2 is all about calming the body. When we look at the nervous system, which is the central highway between our brain and our body, it's the communication highway, and that is a very powerful, powerful tool or thing to know because the nervous system is the house for where all of our emotions and our feelings and our ick and all the things end up. We store it in our body. If our body is stored with things like overwhelm, unjust, I'm not okay, I'm not enough, this sucks, I'm the victim, we're going to be walking around housing all of those emotions, which then lead to illness, inflammation, stiff joints, tired. It's not going to feel great. And so the beautiful thing about grounding is it actually allows us to release those emotions from the body, which, if we changed one letter from could to should or should to could, we already feel better, then there's just a few things that we can do to release our body. Um, that Dr. Joe Dispenza, who I love a lot and listen to on the daily and follow his work to the letter, he describes it as thoughts are the language of the mind and feelings are the language of the body. So if feelings are the language of the body and we're housing that in our body, it would make sense then if we can just adjust our feelings a little bit and aim for the next best feeling, then we're going to be walking around carrying a better vibe in our system, yeah? So, but there's really simple things that we can do that don't require money or a lot of time. But things like just putting your feet flat on the ground, um, and feeling the earth beneath your feet, even if you've got shoes on, but you're kind of making way for the earth to come in. Then you can just do something really simple like inhale for 4 seconds and then just hold it and then just breathe out. Um, simple things like find 3 things you can see, 2 things you can feel, 1 thing you can hear. So we're just like stopping our mind for just a little minute and we're looking around for things that are multisensory because that's our nervous system, which is a multisensory being. And it's easy to do. So it's just stop, be mindful. And even if, you don't want to find 3 things and do, just stop and just listen to the things you can hear. It
Yeah.
could be your children, it could be a kettle, it could be your dog barking, it could be something. Um, but it's just stopping, just
Mm.
taking a breath and just like literally 1 second. In my work, I call it the power of the pause. So we just literally 1 second, stop. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And off we go again. So it's just letting it go through us.
Yeah. Incredibly powerful and a wonderful empowerment strategy that I love that you said is free, accessible, and you can really do it at any time. You can be in the shopping queue, you can be in the car, you can be in a meeting, you can be in the shower, you can be in the kitchen cooking or preparing a meal, and feeling your feet on the ground, feeling with the ground, shoes on, shoes off, socks, stockings, whatever it is, you know, the skin on the surface and what that feels within your body, how you're noticing your body, even joining it in with a body scan, so many different elements. And then with the breath and just bringing that in is beautiful.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, empowerment strategy number 3.
Okay, so this is somatic shifts. So soma is of the body. Yep. So somatic is of the body and the mind. So of the body. So coming back to what we were just talking about with the nervous system, moving things out of our body to make us feel better. Because when our nervous system is completely full and stored with all of the emotion, that's when our sympathetic nervous system kicks in and goes, danger, 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 we've got no more capacity. I'm going to be either um, hypervigilant, I'm going to fly off the handle, I'm going to shut down, I'm going to cry and scream and be a banshee, I'm going to go completely numb, I'm going to numb out, I'm going to collapse, um, or I'm going to overfunction and do all the things for all the people all the time and just like that. Um, but those states don't keep us safe. Yeah. Those states are the states we used to get in when we were running for our lives from a saber-toothed tiger. And now we get in those states when we need to send an email,
Mm,
right? Because it sparks the same thing because our bodies are full of the emotion. So, somatic shifts are, again, something really doesn't cost money. It doesn't take a lot of time. Something really easy that you can do at home, in the car, going to check the mail, like anytime you like. Things like just simply rolling your shoulders back, just 1 centimeter, just rolling your shoulders back. That's one. Unclenching your jaw, lifting your eyes off the floor. Another one that I teach kids that I work with is just look up. Just look up. And if you're outside, what's going on in the clouds or what's going up in the sky. Because if we think about where our eyes go when we go to sleep, they roll back. Yeah. And so if our eyes are rolling back while we're awake, it's the same feeling. It's the same, oh, relaxed. I'm about to. Doesn't mean you're going to fall asleep standing up, but it means you're just getting into that relaxed mode. Um, just resting your hand on your heart or on your belly. Just, yep. Shaking your hands off like you're shaking off water just gets the energy out, which is so cool. Stretching your arms overhead. So just like this. And if you want to press palm to palm, like above your head. Um, and then just letting out a full belly sigh. My husband often says to me, "Are you upset or are you just sighing?" Oh, like, "No, I just need a good sigh." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool, excellent." Because we often associate that with frustration, but it's
Yeah.
just energy leaving the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, one's something like humming. You
Mm,
can't hum and be in a bad mood at the same time.
mm. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? But
Yeah.
it's like you can't express a gratitude and be grumpy or negative at the same time.
I want to say thank you very much. You can't, right?
No, you
So,
can't.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. Um, but I often, with the kids that I work with and the mums that I work with, I often say, just try humming a little bit more because it will just calm.
Mm,
It will just calm. It
mm,
will, yeah. So, and then other ones like clapping your hands, karate chopping your hands. Like it feels to me like little energy going pop, 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 out of your body. And then you can, go all the way up your arm and across your chest and, do all of the beautiful somatic exercises that there are. But yeah, somatic shifts are literally 1 second, and you'll just feel lighter.
mm, mm. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And again, an empowerment strategy that um you can pretty much do anywhere, everywhere. And I'm even thinking like, I might do the chopping. It might open up a really interesting conversation if you're out in public. Hello, hello, yes.
Can I get a price check on all three, please? Price check all three. Uh, yeah,
Oh, I love it. I love it. But that's another ripple effect. You never know who might
yeah,
need it at
yeah,
that time or know exactly what you do. And you're like, oh, yes, yes, I need to get onto that too. Thank you for the reminder.
yeah, perfect. Yep.
Okay, empowerment strategy number 4.
Okay, so this is about taking the pressure off yourself, but just aiming a little bit higher for the next best feeling.
Mm,
So, like, I don't know whether anyone here has ever had this where you feel really down in the dumps and someone who loves you a lot comes and says, I just want you to be happy. And you're like, I just want you to bash it because that is so far from where I am. I can't be. Like, I'm not there, right? And it's so far removed from where we are. It's so big, we're not even going to try.
mm,
So, my strategy, the next one, is to just aim for the next best feeling.
mm,
Yeah. So, like, if you're feeling really disappointed and you're just really like just flat about whatever happened, what's the next best feeling you could aim for? Like, could it be, I don't know, overstimulated, for an example? Like, is overstimulated going to make you feel a little bit better than disappointed? Maybe. Okay, let's aim for that. And then once we get there, okay, we're not disappointed anymore. Now we're overstimulated. Okay, well, what's the next best feeling we could aim for to get us out of overstimulated? I don't know, maybe rushed. Okay, cool. So now I'm not overstimulated anymore and I'm not disappointed anymore. Now I feel rushed. Okay, cool. So if I'm rushed, I know I need to slow down. Okay, so what's the next thing I could do to slow down that would make me feel? So it's just incrementally, because the last thing that people need when they're feeling overwhelmed is to want to be in a state that takes more effort than we
mm,
can conjure up and actually do. But we can aim for just the next best feeling. Um, and so it just means that, we're not having to pretend. We're not having to fake it till you make it and all of that stuff, which is, I think, great in theory, but when you're already feeling not amazing, that's the last thing you want to do. Oh, I feel crap and now I have to fake that I'm not. Like, no, like
mm.
that's not going to help. And the other thing with aiming for the next best feeling is our nervous system can handle it.
Mm,
So we're not overwhelming what is already feeling charged. We're
yeah.
just aiming for the next best feeling. And we're not feeling wrong in that we can't get to joy and happy and elation if we're feeling really low.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, nice. Another empowerment awareness coupling there that, and actually I would also say self-compassion and treating yourself like a friend in that moment. Incredibly powerful.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, things like you could do with the soma as well is, if you're feeling frozen, just shake it a little bit.
Mm,
If you're feeling anxious, just, drop your shoulders a little bit, look up, just like, okay, cool. Um, if you're feeling overstimulated, just a gentle shake. If you're feeling like you just need a break, like, okay, cool, just have a little break, So
mm,
it's giving yourself what you need without putting so much pressure on yourself that you are feeling worse by the end of it.
mm, mm. Definitely. Okay, number 5.
Um, so the next one is reframing. So reframing is one of the best things I've ever learned how to do. And it's just slightly, ever so slightly, just changing the lens through which you see a situation. Um, I don't know if you remember the movie Dead Poets Society, but where the teacher is saying, you could look at it this way, but I want you to all stand up on the table. And they all stand up on the table and look at it from a completely different perspective, right?
Mm,
And so you can see the parts in the kid's hair and you can see the pages that the book's on, and you couldn't see it when you weren't standing on the table. So, a reframe is just taking a thought and looking at it in a different way. So, like, and something as simple as instead of saying, "Oh, how old are you?" for someone's birthday, "Oh, how young are you?" Like a simple reframe. Yeah. Another one is, "What's the best that could happen?" When you're
mm.
coming up with an idea, like, just, "Oh, what's," because we always say, "What's the worst that could happen?"
Yeah.
Oh, what's the best that could happen? Another one is, they're gonna all think I'm weird and strange. Oh, they could. Or someone might treat me with some kindness out there today. Yeah, they might. Um, if I take a rest, everything's gonna fall apart. It's all gonna go to pot and, whatever. Um, well, maybe something might be put on pause, but the world won't end. So it just reframing ever so slightly. Um, and I'm really mindful of, not doing toxic positivity because that doesn't help either. This is not faking it. This is just a gentle reframe so that our bodies feel less threatened. And we're just being that, just that little bit kinder, that little bit. I just say we could do it just a little bit differently.
Mm,
So it lands just a little bit softer. And, it's not changing expectations. It's not putting this massive onus on ourselves, but it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, she's going to be awful. Well, she might not be, right? So let's just have a go, and
mm.
we can whatever happens.
Yeah, beautiful. And I think it's a really nice strategy that reminds us that um, our brains are naturally hardwired to go to the negative, to the deficit, what's wrong. Um, but we do have such a powerful organ that we can actually reframe things that switches that.
Mhm.
And what does that mean? And those sort of positive resonance and, you know, it positivity is contagious in healthy ways,
Mhm.
and it's not at all um, uh, toxic positivity that we hear about. It's just going, okay, I can think about this in a different way that actually helps my brain and body physically feel different in this moment in
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
And just an ever so reframing choice of word. Yeah, really nice.
Yep.
These
Absolutely.
oh, yeah. I love these 5 strategies, 5 empowerment strategies, and I think they pair really nicely with our previous episode and these two episodes coming together in a partnership with,
Mm-hmm.
really beautiful, reflective questions, and then with different strategies of how we can think about things, apply things in such a different way that boost our self-care, that anchor that is our well-being, our wellness, and our health.
Yeah. And our life is not meant to feel like a giant wedgie. Like, like we're here for a really short amount of time, and we're not designed to be here for like this sucky life. We're here to have this amazing journey and learn and learn and learn and implement and learn some more and implement and change and evolve and learn and learn. Um, and I think if we're walking around with a this sucks on the top of our forehead constantly, then we're just going to be walking around in a revolution of sucky, right? But if we can just change some parts of the language, which then informs some parts of our body, which then informs how we see our world, then it's more bikini and less wedgie, which is what we're after.
Oh, that one metaphor. That's I think it's one that many can relate to. And I'm all for more bikinis and less wedgies, that's for sure.
Right? Yeah. I mean, or a tankini, or a full body, or a bikini, like whatever floats your boat, right? But it's yeah, you know, if we think about how infinitesimal we are in this entire universe, galaxy, planet, like it blows my mind that um, you know, we can get to the depths that we do. And I'm guilty of it myself. I'm definitely human. I definitely have, human experiences where I don't feel great, but there are definitely tools and tips and strategies and ideas and people and mentors and ways of thinking and being that will, enable you to go and live the life that you are designed to go and live.
Mm, totally,
Yeah.
totally. And thank you for these beautiful gifts and conversation. And I'm so glad that you've been a part of the She Speaks team and planting these ripples, planting the seeds
Mhm.
of ripples. Thank you, Rachel, so much.
Perfect. No worries. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolute, absolute delight.